Hello, it's Jamie again. Just want to give you a quick tour of the plot, show you what the progress is. It's now the 24th of July and we're just going to see how things have moved along. I wanted to start you at my van first. Not to show you crops that are actually grown, it's crops I've just harvested, and in particular tumbling toms. So here we go. As you can see, I don't know if you can see all them because of the sunshine, that's tumbling toms in there. There are a couple of other tomatoes like Incas, but that's mainly 4 good sized tubs and a large tub of tumbling toms. That is probably that amount every 2 days at the moment. That is 18 baskets, mind, which is a hell of a lot. But it just goes to show, if you've got a polytunnel, why not have some hanging up in baskets? It's not taking up any more ground, so you're not losing out on other crops. You sell them at your garden gate and it pays for next year's seeds. So that would be my little tip. If you've got a polytunnel, get as many tumbling toms and hanging baskets as you can. Sell them then in work, to friends, to neighbours, whatever, like I do, £1 a bag. And since I've been doing it, the last 9 days, I've made £45. So it does cover your seed costs. You might even end up with a little bit of profit without wasting any space for crops you want for yourself. Right, just thought I'd tell you that. And now we've got some cucumbers I've got there. You can see them very well because of the sunlight. There we go. Cucumbers and courgettes. Right, let me take you around the rest of the plots now. As always, I'll start here at the front with the nasturtiums that are self-seeded, and as you can see, they're romping away. They're lovely in salads as well. They've got a nice peppery taste to them, and they add a lovely colour to your salads. So they're all self-seeded from, I think, last year or the year before, and they're doing really well. And just behind there, you can see the Jerusalem artichokes, which up until the rain we had on Monday, we're looking a bit sad. They really desperately needed some water, and the heavens opened above on Monday night, and there we are. They have got to be, well, the tallest one's got to be a good 8 foot now. Right, so I'll bring you round to the front of the plot. As you can see there, we've got courgettes and zucchinis and various lettuces. That bed doesn't look like it's got much life in it. It was a dead bed which wasn't doing very well. Didn't add any manure to it. I just added some cheap compost, and I don't think the compost has got much nutrients in. So this bed for winter will get a layer of cardboard and a good layer of cow manure, like this bed did. And as you can see, the difference between the courgettes in each bed, alright, they did go in slightly, only about a few days difference, but look at the difference in growth. And there's zucchini. Flower bed doesn't look very flowery this year, but what's in there is lovely, and the bees are loving it. These here, I don't know the name of them, but they're beautiful, and every now and again they make a popping noise as the day goes on with the sun coming out, and the bees, as you can see, love them. It's a bit like the sound of like Rice Krispies, I suppose. I mean, like a snap, crackling pop noise. Rhubarb desperately needs some water in there, although it has rained. It's not rained enough. There's more rain forecast for tonight, so things should be okay. I don't need to do no watering today, which is a good thing because my back is hurting. There we got Brussels sprouts Maximus. They're up to a good 2 foot tall now, and I think if you can, I don't know if you can see in there, but there are sprouts just starting to form on the bottom, little nodules, sprout nodules. Here's my 6th attempt at peas. They're doing great. I've kept the netting over actually, just to keep the pea moths out. If you've got netting, net them. It keeps the pea moths out, and then you don't end up with little maggots in your pods or inside your peas. Yeah, they're doing well. They're Kelvin and Wonder, and they're doing great. Not long now till I'm podding peas. Here are my dwarf French bean saxa, but what's been happening, I don't know what it is. Something is eating taking the bottom of the stem out. See there, look? Taking the bottom of the stem out. So I'm coming down here and I'm finding them like that. I got a feeling it's slugs, but that's quite a thick bit of stem to be munching on. Possibly rabbits, I'm not sure. A lot of the wildflowers are going over now. There's still more stuff flowering though. So as one goes over to seed, another flower develops. But that should all self-seed now for next year. And oh, it's been marvellous. It's full of butterflies down here. A lot of red admirals, a lot of white butterflies. Yeah, it's been lovely. Here's where the garlic was. The garlic's now gone. Unfortunately, I haven't got that on film because it dried out rapid in the lovely sunshine we've had over the last couple of weeks. And I was going to plat it, but I didn't in the end. I just chopped it as you would see it in shops, and it's been put into a potato sack. So that's at home. But believe me when I say that is my best crop. I have got photos on Instagram and Twitter if you did want to have a look at the garlic, and that is at Allotment Gas. So in that bed now I've planted leeks, and a load of bloody weeds have come up as well. You can see the leeks are doing fine. People are going to say, oh my god, he's put an allium after an allium, but my motto is, if you've grown alliums, you've grown it in the same year. So technically that bed is for alliums that year. Others will argue you shouldn't follow alliums with alliums, but I've never had no disease, I never had no problem. So that's the way I do it, is add garlic in at the beginning of the year, end of last year, beginning of this year, and it will have leeks in end of this year, beginning of next. So yeah, if that bed's been used for alliums for 18 months, I don't see that being a problem. If anyone disagrees, well, that's your beef. There we got a self-seeded sunflower, which has got to be at least 7 foot, probably 8 foot tall. And in this bed, I planted some fennel. With this had garlic in as well. This bed planted out fennel, which I'd grown in modules, which I planted after the shortest day, longest day even. And then I sown direct a few different crops. I got some autumn carrots, some beetroot, and just here is, bear with me, and that is beetroot. Oh, and spinach beet, and some autumn king carrots sown direct, which I don't normally do, but I did. Beyond that, my jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and as you can see, they are rampant. I think this is going to be the year for pumpkins and squashes. It's just, and they all look really healthy as well. There's no mildew or anything on them yet. I'm just going to come over if I can get in. It's so crazy. See if we can find some. Well, there's a few fruits. There's one down there. I don't know if you can just see that. And then coming over, I can hardly get through. It's like a bloody jungle. Look at the size of that one. I don't know if you can see it. There we are. There's my hand. There's about 3 of my hands. There's another one over there. Yeah, there's plenty in there. So niece and nephews will be happy, because that's what they get in the autumn for Halloween. Spuds, I dug up about half a bed of. It's completely dead now, that bed. It's died back completely. I've just left the spuds in the ground. They're a bit exposed to the sun down here. There we are. Let's see if we can see. I'll take them out. I can take them out by hand. That's a no-dig bed. There they are, and a rocket. That one's a bit damaged by a fork, but they're a good size potatoes, and they're lovely. I've had some lovely comments off my wife and the in-laws how lovely they are. In this bed out here, that's completely died back as well, Pentland javelin, but I haven't been able to get in and dig them up because it's just been so dry. And that bed's not a no-dig bed. This bed is its original clay. I shall be putting this one over to no-dig next year. Anyway, I'm going to take you around now to the jungle, which is the polytunnel. Right, welcome to the jungle. Tumbling toms, well, you can see how many I've been getting. I showed you at the beginning of the video. As you can see, there's a lot more to come. It's absolutely full to the brim with tomatoes. Down here we've got what have we got? I can't think of the name. See, this is what goes wrong when I'm doing these videos. I forget the names of the tomatoes. Yeah, right, we've got moneymakers here, sorry. And there's lots of them. Unfortunately, being taken over by cucumbers, which I did tell people about. They were Market More 76. I said I'm growing them indoors because I think we're going to have a rubbish summer. So maybe that was a bit of kidology, and it's worked because the weather gods have given us a really good summer so far. So they're Moneymaker. Down here we have Gardener's Delight. Loads, absolutely full. Piccolos, I've never seen so many on the vine. They're beautiful. Sweet in your mouth, they snap in your mouth. There we go, there's one there ready to be picked. Yes please. Let's do a taste test. Absolutely sweet with a little bit of a sour taste at the end. Lovely. How a tomato should be, in my opinion. Crunchy in your mouth. Coming down through, you can see the tumblers. Loads. So we got Gardener's Delight, we got tumblers, we got Moneymakers. There's more piccolos behind there. Loads to come. I can't wait. Gardener's Delight. Looking lovely, just starting to ripen up now. More piccolos ripening up. Pepper plants now putting on a bit of growth, looking good. We got cucumbers here. You can see in there, I forget the name of the bloody cucumber. Yeah, they're looking good. We've harvested a couple today. Then you've got your Inca plum tomatoes. If you can see them, they're just starting to turn now. As I said before, absolutely no flavour until you slice them in half, sprinkle salt on them and put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Down through here I've got my grafted tomatoes, which have dried out a bit, but they haven't done what I expected them to do. The only good thing I can say about it is the graft worked. So I know for next year that I can graft tomatoes. And then we got the courgette, which I grew indoors because I said it was going to be a rubbish summer, but it hasn't been. And that's a yellow courgette, and that's Solei, S-O-L-E-I. Very nice. There's another view at the polytunnel. Yeah, brilliant. Right, I'm going to take you around to the rest of the plots now. Here's the front of the summer house, all the various different summer flowers, all coming into bloom now. When these cosmos come into bloom, it's going to look absolutely lovely. They're just starting to flower now. It's one of my favourite flowers. If I just bring you around and show you the front view. But you can imagine when that's all in flower, it's going to look absolutely stunning. There we are, there's a cosmos there. I love them. And down there there's a lilac colour one. So all at the sites, all around the summer house is flowers, and it's just somewhere really peaceful and nice to sit. I really enjoy it. Right, there we are. It's the side of the summer house. We've got sweet peas, and on the other side I got a clematis, Polish clematis, going up the side there, which I picked up for £2 because it looked awful and unloved in B&Q, and I brought it back to life. It was originally £10. That's the way to do things, really. If you go into B&Q, see plants that haven't been watered, all they need is water half the time. They just don't know how to look after their plants. You just buy them, you can pick up things cheap, 10p sometimes, and nurse it back to life. And it's a bit of a challenge as well. Here we got sweet corn sweetie pie, along with butternut squash. As you can see, going away lovely. And there's a few sunflowers in there as well. Runner beans are now up to the top of the pools, and they're starting to produce. Beans, I've had a few but not many. But they're there, they're coming. I expect there's some if I look further down the plant, so I should be doing some picking in a bit. Then coming down through, there's the comfrey. I cut that right back to the ground, put the leaves to accelerate on the compost. I was going to make a feed, but decided not to, just get it onto the compost, and it has really accelerated the compost, and that's growing back again, so that'll be in flower again within a few weeks, I'd imagine, and all the bees will be back. So another view of the wildflowers, asparagus. Let's give you a view at the new plot. There we are, there's the peas, Monge 2 Golden. That is a second sowing because the first sowing just got destroyed, and they are now finally going up the netting, so it should be on for them. Here I got some more French beans, but they've gone yellow, I don't know why. Still producing beans, so I'm not too bothered. Some fennel. There's the cheap strawberries I picked up in B&Q. With some lettuces, carrots in bins. There's more carrots in Cosmos across that way. Beetroot, which is looking lovely. In fact, that's ready for harvesting really. And just start taking some. Loads of lettuces, different varieties. They need picking soon. These at the back are ready. That bed needs weeding today. That had shallots in, but the shallots don't seem to be doing anything. I don't know what's happened there. I don't seem to have much luck with shallots. Raspberries doing fine. Broad beans didn't really do a lot. I don't know whether I'll bother with them again, because I'm not actually that keen on them. So there's another view of the new plot. So you can see what is possible. That if you compare that to what this looked like 5 months ago, a bit of hard work and you can get on with it. I've got more sweet peas through here, more butternut squash, lots of sunflowers, another courgette, which is zucchini, F1, and more sweet peas. And there's another view down the new plot. Okay, I'll take you round to the greenhouse. Right, we're in the greenhouse now, and this is where all the winter vegetables are now, mainly. Oh, and a few summer crops. I got more summer lettuces in. Some more French beans just popping their heads up now. Look. I've got cucumbers in grow bags in here. I've got loads of cucumbers growing. You can see there. I can't think of the name for love nor toffee. In pots, really, they're ready to go out. Is purple sprouting broccoli. Same with the kale as well. That's ready. That's a dwarf kale and a normal kale. Various different lettuces. They're ready to go out. In fact, they're quite big. They've really grown. More moneymaker tomatoes, as you can see, looking good. So yeah, now's the time to start thinking of your winter crop. There we are. That's Savoy, January King. Some spring cabbages there, and some chard. So now is the time to start thinking, am I going to be growing stuff over the winter? Do I want spring cabbages? If you do, now's the time to crack on. There's a little view at the plot. Okay, I'm going to take you down now through. Got to watch my footing, make sure I don't fall over. Right, we've got celery here. That's looking good. Apparently that's self-blanching celery. It was given to me by Vivian, a lady at the top of the allotments, or middle of the allotments. She said, did I want any? I wasn't going to grow it, but I did, and it's looking good. Now that's a marsh plant, really. That likes really wet soil, so you can flood that. Just keep watering it, never let it dry out. More sweet corn. Then you've got celeriac, and in between the celeriac I got a few more cabbages, lettuces, sorry, while the celeriac is putting on a bit of weight. Those lettuces should be ready. So that's sort of like catch crop in between, really. And celeriac's the same as celery, it needs to be wet. It needs to be soaking wet, really. And as that grows, I'll do a little video to show you best way to grow celeriac later in the year. Loads of lettuces, little gems and icebergs, they're ready. I mean, yeah, I've got a glut of lettuces, but better to have a glut than none at all. Onions just starting to go over now, so they're not far off being harvested. more lettuces. They were supposed to be red icebergs, but if they're red icebergs, then I'm John Wayne, because there ain't no red there. Little gem lettuce looks like it's run into seed in there, so I'll pick them later. They're nice roasted, the little gem lettuces, or just put on a barbecue. Lovely. Shallots down here, they're doing fine, so I don't know what's happened to the others. Maybe it's the soil, no dig, it's too rich, because it is more or less all manure at that end. I don't know. And then coming round, I cheekily, next door, Will's given up his plot, so he's not coming back until... he's given up in September. So I cheekily added, he said, do what you want if you want to put anything in there. So I did. I put some California poppies and 4 courgette plants. So again, I'll probably have a glut of courgettes, so I can sell them on a garden gate and make a bit of money, and it covers next year's seeds. So that's the type of thing you should think of doing, really. And look at his oregano, absolutely covered in bees. Fantastic, loads of butterflies as well. It's lovely to see. Right, let me just show you the fruit quickly. All the brassicas have been harvested. Yeah, I won't be doing summer brassicas again because they all came at once and they all go over really quick. I prefer winter ones where you can just leave them in the ground and they're not getting hit by the heat and all ripening too quick. I had about 20 cauliflowers at the same time, it just didn't work. Strawberries, they've gone over now and I've just pinned down the runners. And gooseberries, I got my mother-in-law and my wife coming down at 2 o'clock to harvest the gooseberries, so they can get their hands cut instead of me. And that's about it, really. And then that brings you back up to the new plot, so it gives you an idea of what I've got, what I'm growing, and how it's all going. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care and enjoy your gardening.